Yeah, welcome to the channel. This is Naz, and today I'm going to be talking about what I've read in September and then what I plan to read, my TBR for October. Yeah. So let us get started with what I've read. This brought me back from, I think I was in a reading slump. So this brought me back. Ascendance of a Bookworm, right here. The first part, the volume 1 and volume 2, part 4. Founder of the so-called Academy's library community. So I have volume 1, I read volume 1, and then just took my time slowly reading volume 2. Just finished that actually. Before I recorded this video, I like the short stories at the end. First of all, we know that Ascendance of Bookworm, building up to this point, was building to the Juvie, the healing potion that was supposed to solve the devouring for mine. And mine was poisoned, and then she slept. So this was a time skip, but at the same time, it was a time capsule in the sense that the world moved on, but mine was miniature and frozen in time. So that's kind of what happened. And there are a few things that occur that are noteworthy that I'm not going to talk about, but otherwise, though, it is more actually astonishing in that she takes charge a great deal. Mine doesn't take a great deal of charge. She's not being as bullied, and we're getting a great deal of, because it's like now she's free to go. She's let loose, even though right now her body still kind of needs help. And I look forward, after I finish this one, I look forward to the volumes after this. I just ordered actually, what did I order? 3 and 4 and 5. So this one I read Ikigami Volume 2, and this is a hard hitter. It deals with death. It's still continuing. Our character, he works at the agency that delivers the Ikigami letter that lets you know that you have 24 hours to live before you die. Okay? And in that 24 hours, you have no choice. This is it. It's like pretty much the god of death came to you and said, you're going to die in 24 hours. Here, congratulations. And it deals with how each is pretty much a study into characters in their everyday life, and when that summons or when that announcement in a society like maybe Japan, because it's a mirror image, how it would interact, and there's justification. It's propaganda that the government is doing this. It's a government, agency that does it, that actually delivers this ikigami, and that it's injecting its population with these pills, and that there are certain ones that they pick. They just pick it randomly. It's like a lottery. You win the lottery when you get the ikigami letter. And in the beginning, the character that were introduced, 2 of them. So 2 different ones. The beginning, there was a drug addict that dreamed of becoming a director one day, making it big, slaving away, and his girlfriend was actually trying to help him quit becoming an addict, and she is pretty much supporting him in great deals. At the same time, she gets the ikigami, Kazushi Tera, the ikigami letter. And he's at work, it's his big break if he finishes this project, but at the same time, when he finds out that she got the ikigami, instead of making the decisions to go back, yeah, so there's a dilemma there. Now, the one I enjoyed the most and I loved is the last. Oh man, oh my goodness, it was a younger kid who was working, who was clumsy. He was working at an elderly care center, elder care center, where you help volunteering there, and he was just messing up. But one day he meets this lady who remembers him and thinks he resembles her husband who went away to war, for the country. But it's that story. I don't want to mention more, but it was a hard hitter. The relationship and the guy at the end, how he took it, how he took death standing, young, proud, really cared about the second character at the end here in this examination of death interacting with everyday people. This one, the Valiant Must Fall, also had a twist at the end, but I've been dibbling and dabbling into a great deal of samurai stories. You'll notice that I haven't been reading later in one series. I think that's how I kind of came out of my reading slump. So with this one though, the Valiant Must Die Down, the art goes strong. The art is hard, and some of the illustrations are just, they jump at you. And This is a hard story, a hard hitter. It's in the Shogunate period. It's the way of the Bushido, and it's one of those. It's them when the Meiji era, and they're banning the wearing of swords in public. And one of our characters, or the he is waiting to die, and he meets this young samurai who is an immortal, and her mother is being used. And I don't want to go more into the plot, but she has an agenda, and they continue. But towards the end, their plans are thwarted by, surprise, surprise, a certain individual that I will not mention. So the Valiant must fall. Now, I will continue on the second portion. This is going to be basically series that I have to finish. So this one, like, I can finish in once. Pretty much, I just got a little bit left. Children of the Sea. So to be finished, not to be continued, to be read, but to be finished. So I started it already, and just a little bit left. Finished. Children of the Sea. This one also is another one, volume 1, that I began because it's similar. I kind of like the aesthetics of the writer. He's the the sea, the world of the ocean, that dark, the mother. Some of the panels in here are encompassing like the sky, children of the sea, a mirror image of the moon, the first testimony of the sea. Oh man, I like the lights. It's like looking at the sky and the galaxy and Mother Earth, the Milky Way. So, Children of the Sea, Volume 1, I'll finish that. To be finished. To be continued. Now, this one, Rurouni Kenshin, Volume 1, I just began it one night. And I think I'm going to continue reading in pretty much October. Yeah, this is going to be on the chopping block, October, first volume of Rurouni Kenshin. It's not all going to be first volumes. I am going to be continuing, Blade of the Immortal, Volume 5, which is pretty much 3-in-1s, and 3-in-1, so 5, 12. So this begins 13, 14, and 15. This houses that, and I'm kind of partially in to that. Oh man, oh my goodness, the Itoryu, a lot of reuse. So those are manga. Now I'm gonna go hop in to some. I got some some plans for some comics. So Alan Moore, this one too. I began at some point. Like I said, I went into a slump and I was just sampling things. I wasn't really committing to reading one series. This one I've read a bunch of times before, so I'm not really there. I'm just kind of repositioning, going back to kind of remember where I left off. So I kind of read at least halfway, I think. Yeah, I went in hard. But Watchman, Alan Moore, and David Gibbons. So it's a fantastic story. One to remember, one to take my time and enjoy. That is what I plan to finish. This is also on the block. I already read the introduction. I just want to read more of it. How to read and why. So let me kind of some of the notes that I took. So this is more like a study. It's not something that you sit and read in one sitting. You take time reading slowly but surely. So I like some of the rules that he made in here, Harold Bloom, as to how to read and why. And here are the mindset and the rules. Number 1 is clear your mind of Kant. When why you read and how. Number 2 is don't attempt to improve your neighbor or your neighborhood by what you read or how you read. Okay, which is a good rule. I actually am adapting and I love it. The rule 3 is a scholar is a candle which the love and it's not really a little more of a statement, which the desire of all men will light. One must be an inventor to read well, so you have to be creative in nature or something. I don't know, maybe do some knitting or something. And then the last, or not least, the 5th one is the recovery of irony, because reading gives you that. So, anyways, beginning, I'll finish it. Also, those are the biggest ambitions, right? Now, if I do finish all that for October, there is a reward for me that I put on myself, that I am seeking, that I'm looking at. It's a gigantic reward that I want to read. So this right here, Superman, the death and return of Superman. This right here, I do wanna, the epic moment that shocked a nation and changed Superman forever. Yeah, so I want to read this, the death and resurrection of Superman. This is going to be the the cake, the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? The end all, the goal, so that all these things that I just mentioned, if I don't finish those, I cannot start this. And this is pretty much the carrot that I'm dangling in front of myself to finish these readings. But I'm back though. I think I have an energy. I got out of a reading slump, so I'm cool. But this is gonna be the end goal, be all. And another one that I wanna to be afterwards. So after the Superman, if I get to the Superman eventually, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be on that list. The Red Rising. I started it. I like the character. I like the trauma that he went through. Well, I didn't like it, but I'm gonna see where this goes. Not a big fan of sci-fi as much as I am more into the fantasy more, but this I will give it a try. I heard great things about it overall, so it's not a try. But I mean, I just stopped. Like I said, I went to a reading slump, and it was before I started. I mean, before I finished this, that I got into that slump. So coming back, maybe full circle afterwards, and that's gonna be the TBR for October. Anyhow, let me know what you guys are reading. What are you guys reading now in October? For the fall is here. The month, cosplaying, looking Halloweenish. So we'll rendezvous and talk about this hopefully at the end of the month on on Halloween. But till then, peace.